Consider supporting Sonicguru Productions on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.
One little thing happened last week which upset everyone. And I mean everyone.
Well, you say everyone, I only found this out and I'm all like,
Yeah. There were going to be Sonic Adventure remakes. Keyword, were.
And we should really stress this out. This was a good few years earlier. This doesn't mean now. So bear that in mind, folks.
Yeah, I'm going to read this word for word. There is a blog from Zippo's Nonsensical Ramblings and other stuff.
What a name.
Yeah. Zippo! This is going word for word. Just before we start, there's more articles. The Karma promise this is one that needs to be as soon as possible. None of this is speculation. Thing is, though, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt because even then, I doubt we've seen the last of the Adventure remake because fans want it.
Okay, exactly.
The information is given to me is by multiple connections with Sega. It seems a lot of people knew about this, but were very quiet, which surprises me because Sega isn't very quiet most of the time.
Well, you say that. I mean, remember the Golden Axe project, which they eventually re-released?
No, when it comes to Sonic.
Yeah.
When it comes to Sonic, it's like people knew about the port of Adventure 2 before Sega announced it. And they even poked fun at themselves saying it.
There we go.
Yeah. It seems like some YouTubers found out about this. Sega were developing an Adventure remake of 1 and 2, meant for 2015 for PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U. These remakes will include fully rearranged music a la the Crash Insane trilogy. Fortunately, they were cancelled, and there's evidence that publicly show that. And it showcased Sonic the Hedgehog 2014, a new show, which is Sonic Boom. We all knew about that.
Yes. This is a little pamphlet that came out. I remember seeing that actually many years ago.
Yeah.
About.
Mario Sonic Olympic Games 2014, Sonic Lost World, new show Sonic Boom, tag and
the feature film announcement as well.
CGI animated film in the franchise, which turns out to be a hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, basically they were working on a movie. They know they were working on a movie at the time.
And below it, everyone forgot about this. I'm not sure if people remember this, but a lot of people forgot about it. I forgot about it. New 2015 title to be announced for the Wii U, PS4, and Xbox One. Right there. Evidence.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did forget that.
And I closed off the fucking tab. There we go. This is from the Jazzwares thing. People forgot about it. Sometime in 2013, Sega decided it was time to go back to the adventure, and instead of going to the Sonic team, they went to another internal studio, Sega Shanghai.
Yes, Sega China. Basically.
I'm not surprised. I'm kind of surprised it exists, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah, that was my initial. When I read this, I was a bit wondering, okay, is that a real thing or not? And then I looked up Sonic Retro. There's a sort of website for it, and it does list stuff there responsible for a lot of the ports of the game. So it's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, not only did they work on the PS2 remake and HD versions of Knights,
yes,
they worked on the HD ports of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 for Steam and whatnot. You know, the shit version. They're based on the PC build from 2003, which is broken, okay?
Yeah.
Get better DX, it's better. They worked on Sonic Generations, Lost World, and Forces extensively. And even China got a Sonic Forces branded PS4.
Yeah.
I kind of want it, honestly. They get it branded, we get freaking stickers. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, there you go, folks.
Sega allowed us subsidy to develop these remakes because of three things. One, they saw China as a potential huge market to get a foothold in. Everyone fucking does.
You know, I mean, particularly with movies, China is the big one.
Look at Blizzard, for example. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sonic Team were not available when busy preparing the Hedgehog Engine 2 and working on Sonic Runners, but that was worth it. And Sega had never had intentions of making Nth generation console owners wait 4 years for a game. No fucking wonder.
Yeah.
We're in year 4 right now, so maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that later on. So carry on.
If you don't count TSR or Mania Plus release, Forces was the last game released.
Last big one, yeah.
Yeah. Originally started as a remake of Adventure 1, like Generation, like visuals, which obviously, but Sega was so impressed with their work that they greenlit a remake of the sequel. Story-wise, it was going to be the modern voice cast and writers, as you do, because it's consistency for fans.
Yeah.
So take that where you will. What happened exactly? Things are going well by all accounts, but things turned until Sonic Boom hit the scene.
Yes.
This bombed critically and commercially. Sega also went through a harsh cost-cutting restructuring in 2015, when many people were laid off. They were cancelled for two reasons. One, post-Rise of Lyrics, Sega got cold feet about giving Sonic out to other developers, despite it being their own goddamn fault.
Yeah.
It's like, gotta make this, put it out now. But it's not work. It's not finished. Just put it out.
I mean, that's
the Wii U doesn't handle CryEngine 3. Put it on the Wii U.
Yeah, I know. That's typical. We were going to do it one way, but the publisher told us to do it another, and we had to do it.
Despite the publisher telling them the first time, do something different. Here's something different, too different, make it more original.
Yeah.
With Rush, buggy disaster. Not Red Button's fault. No.
Yes.
Two, Sega was super cost conscious at the time of the structuring, and there were concerns that these remakes were going to go over budget and that it wouldn't be able to make their money back. I seriously doubt that.
I don't know. I mean, remember, this is people were asking to do Shenmue 3, which we did. I remember saying before, like that was one of the most expensive games of its time, Shenmue 1 and 2 back to back. So that cost a lot of money to do. So even Shenmue 3 happening was, I mean, Kickstarter, folks. That's how that happened.
They can do a Kickstarter for this, and I guarantee you'll make the money back just as quick as Bite number 9.
Aye.
Sonic Boom failure scared the actual shit out of them. I'm not surprised. Other thing is that the Adventure Remake Music Experience concerts were created in the first place to market and promote these remakes, so everyone was right with that.
That was something that's... Yes, I was curious about that because I know that was going around for ages, that there were redone versions of those tunes and they were used for the concert, so I was curious whether they had a connection.
They were retrofitted into something else after they were cancelled. Okay, all amazing music go to waste. The reimages were here below. We've heard them, Station Square. I've heard the Not So Mr. Smiley, which is Skyril's song, apparently.
Okay.
I prefer the original. The remake is shit.
All right, I'm just about to call that.
Yeah. Also, Mr. Smiley.
Yeah, exactly.
Needs to say that if these actually were released, they could have changed everything. We're going to a different place right now, but unfortunately, with the failure of Boom and Sega's financial woes at the time, the timing could have been worse. One day will steal the light.
Yeah.
Such a missed opportunity because I'm still hung up on they won't make the money back. They will. They are.
There is enough of us loonies out there who will pay good money for this.
If it were not for wanting an Adventure 3, a remake was definitely something. It's been 3 console generations. And even Takeshi Iizuka himself said he could see the rough edges.
Oh, yeah. He has mentioned he would like to do it himself. He has mentioned that before.
Yeah.
And although the thing is, we should point out, this was back in 2015, right?
Yeah.
And I had to correct them around yourself because Crash Insane didn't come out until 2017.
No, this was 2013. It was announced for 2015.
Ah, right.
So that's the difference. So this was a good year before Sonic Boom was even released. It was announced, we knew that, which made people uneasy. But the trailer for Sonic Boom was called Sonic Synergy, which was Sonic Synergy.
Yeah.
The trailer definitely sold it because it's Sonic meets Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, it's effectively doing what I said before. It was like sort of a mishmash of, as you said, Jak and Daxter, more Crash of the Titans gameplay style. It's a platformer with beat 'em up segments. Yeah.
It could have been a lot better. It could have found but Sega with the finger pointing, whatever.
Yeah. That's nothing new.
But right now, I think they should resurrect this.
Because that's the thing. That's what I was thinking of. Because I'm curious back then, because there wasn't really what were the other like redos of games back then? Was there many back then? I'm trying to rattle my brain then.
Not really. The Wii U was still a young console at the time. The Switch wouldn't come out until late about 2017.
Yeah. I'm just in terms of remastering or remaking games from the ground up. I'm just curious. That wasn't really a thing. Was that what other games at the time were really remade at that point? Because I'm really struggling. Because I know Final Fantasy VII was the big one everybody kept going on, which only turned 2 years.
That come out till 2018, 2019.
Exactly, but that was the one everybody was hoping to get done. Because like I said,
I'm
it's only
researching.
all right, but I find it interesting because again, it's only recently where this has started to happen. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think wasn't Resident Evil remake been re-released in HD at that point?
It was ported, yeah, but the remake came out on GameCube. The HD version.
That's what I mean. It's like it was the port of the remake, effectively, and that ended up being a big seller, and that's what sort of ended up persuading Capcom to go, oh, maybe we could do traditional survival horror again.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of games re-released on PS4. Earliest I'm seeing is 2017, possibly God of War 3 was 2015. The Last of Us remastered. But that's kind of Last of Us remastered. I don't really account, even as titled such.
Yeah, I mean they're just upgraded versions of games that already existed. We're talking more about like remaking it from the ground up, which has become more of a thing recently.
But not so much though. No, like 2015 is when it kind of started, and not until 2017, where a lot of games started to come out, and Crash Bandicoot certainly was ahead of the pack when it comes to PS1 appreciations.
Yeah,
once for that, we won't get CTI Nitro Feud, we won't get Spyro Reignited, and Capcom did a gamble, and Resident Evil 2 was successful to get Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, they did the back-to-back.
Yeah, and we got Final Fantasy Remake. We're getting Remake Intergrade, which is an original story added onto a remake.
Yeah, we got Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 redone.
And not Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, which is crap.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, there's a lot of remakes and remasters.
We're living in the 3R: remakes, remasters, reimaginings, basically.
Yeah. So it is a prime time now to resurrect that and take it from the helm.
Yeah, that's what I've been curious about this whole thing, is to say that they were doing this as back as, 2013, 2015 at least. I'm curious if they did it back then, whether or not people would have done it, because I think it was still an unclear thing at that point to redo a game that people already had.
And it wasn't on the forefront of everyone's mind at the time. Is Sonic Boom going to be good? When to make an adventure free?
Yeah, well, it's basically, let's see the spin-off series, see where it goes, and then what is the main next game going to be like? That was kind of the attitude.
Yeah. So there wasn't really a want for a remake. Right now, with the news of remakes, a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
That's what
it's more. Put it this way: it's more prime now to do remakes of Adventure 1 and 2. There's more of a market now because we are living in this sort of new. Nostalgia. I guess this is both nostalgia. I would say this is the new gaming trend at the minute. Bring back old games people like, and particularly. People have been banging on for ages, if they were to redo Adventure 1 and 2, all the stuff they could do to improve it, whatever. Again, more time now than back then. That's what I'm more concerned about with this whole thing.
Yeah, I was thinking as well, we had a port, maybe 5 years ago, of Shantae. And it's got several sequels.
Exactly.
So, if they want to bring back the Adventure style gameplay, because I'm pretty much sure that they're done with Boost. They're done with the Boost to Win formula.
Yeah, I mean that's curious because again, it's like if they did that back then, Boost would have been more or less either they would have tried to implement it into there, or that's the curious thing at that point. Yeah,
I see it as a side game rather than overall. It would have pissed people off and got rid of the adventure gameplay anyway.
Exactly, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If they did those remakes and implemented the Boost mechanic as the main thing, that would have really riled them up.
Yeah, so we can only hope in the future, especially for 30th anniversary coming up.
Yeah. I mean, put it this way, they said no to it once, but doesn't mean they haven't said no to it now. And let's be fair, it's a good few years since this whole thing happened, so times change, folks.